Fit like Abdi, Dannyman here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 Around the World in Time. We're here on the Liverpool and Manchester Railway map, where we're going to be, I have completed, the St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway that runs from Rainford down to Runcorn. So we're going to get that going. We're going to release the trains. We're here at the Edge Hill Train Works, and we're going to release a few trains. So I've named them Achilles, Ajax, Spartacus and Thor. Just went for good old classic old school, what would they be called? Heroes? Warriors? We'll go with the Warriors. So the Achilles is the first one to go. So we have it here. So I'm going to keep the St Helens to Widnes that is running the... What's it called again? The Novelty. Yeah. So the Novelty is kind of a strange train. It's also kind of slow as well. And I don't want it holding up the other four trains that are running on the St Helens and Runcorn Gap main line. So there we go, Rainford to Runcorn. Now we'll set this one on its merry way. They're just unbranded planet classes, nothing too magnificently special. They're also running the these things. What are these things again? Stockton and Darlington Railway, I think that's what they are. I think they're Stockton and Darlington Railway carriages. We'll keep them separate colours from the Liverpool and Manchester Railway. And we'll be changing up a few things on the Liverpool and Manchester Railway. We need to add a couple of trains here and there. Mostly the sort of Titfield Thunderbolt or the sort of Panty class that sort of ran with them. There was the Lion and the Tiger. We'll get them done in the sort of next episode. We'll have a run on the Liverpool and Manchester Railway using those two trains, because quite a lot has changed. There's a few different things sort of here and there. So there's a lot more trains running. I was going to get some more freight trains on the go, but we'll leave that until a sort of future time. And I want to be... It was suggested to add more trains to the... A few people actually suggested adding more trains to the... Where are you going? You're going to Widnes Exchange first. I suppose that's okay. Oh, no. Really? I wanted to release this train now because it had a free run ahead of it. There were a few stopping services on the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, but... the train that was in front of this one was actually going to Bolton, and it doesn't really do the stop-start nightmare that happens with the rest of the Liverpool-Manchester Railway trains. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't want to really add too much more trains to the Liverpool-Manchester Railway, because there's a lot of them that do the stop-start and they hold up other services that are running on other lines. So yeah, I was going to try and reduce, basically, not increase the amount of trains that should be on there. This one, unfortunately, the Jupiter is gone. Oh, sweet. I thought the Jupiter was stopping here at Wave Tree Lane. It perhaps, maybe was not. I'm going to let this one roll on for a bit until it gets to the next station. And then I'm going to release the next train. So it's not going to stop at any of these places. It is just going to head out. So we'll get a nice look at the scenery. And we may do something kind of special. I might do like an episode using the Dark Sky mod, where it's running mail from Liverpool to Birmingham or something. That would be kind of cool. We already have trains that run from... I don't know how that's going to work, actually. I'll have to think about that. But I'll think of something. I always do. So yeah, it's going to be interesting running that sort of line. We'll get it done. But yeah, so we're going to be moving on as well. So this will be probably this episode and the next one will be a Liverpool-Manchester Railway map episode, and then the one after that will be moving sort of south to Wales, because there's a train there that we can use. So we'll be getting the Wales map back on the go. I'm not sure if it's the south of Wales or the north of Wales. I'll have to do a bit of research on the locomotive and see what line it actually ran on. And we'll get that episode up and running. And then after that, we'll basically be into London North Western Railways territory, which is long, extremely long routes. And then we'll have to get them running. So we will basically have to run a line from possibly further up north, maybe even to Glasgow, possibly, if that is where the line actually ran. And then we'll have to run it from Glasgow south down onto this map, and then we will have to go from this map onto the Grand Junction Railway map. And then we shall have to go from the sort of Chester-Gloucester map that has got Birmingham in it, down sort of towards like Oxford, and then on to the London map. And it's going to have to rock into whatever station it needs to go into. It might actually be King's Cross, but it might actually be a super early variant of King's Cross, not the sort of famous old school King's Cross, or the new work that's been done to modernise King's Cross. That will come later. So yeah, that's going to take a long time. That's why I want a few little smaller episodes that are easier to manage, kinda in between. That's what I want to do. I may have to add. Yeah, I want to do that nighttime mail run on the Grand Junction Railway. That'd be kind of cool. So we could maybe at sunset leave, and then how's that gonna work though? I don't know. I will figure something out though, because I actually really enjoy the dark sky mod, or the nighttime mod. It's basically, it's not really night. It kind of is night, kind of isn't. But it's something I really enjoy, and I've not been able to use it that much. So we are stuck behind this train here, which was the Jupiter, right? So Jupiter is going to stop there. It's then going to continue on. We sort of want to be heading over this way. There you go. The Runcorn train depot. That it is absolutely not. So the Runcorn line actually had a functioning elevated bridge. So the bridge was elevated, and then it was lowered down to allow canal boats and other things to go underneath the bridge. And someone has modded very nicely the levitating or elevating bridges, which is awesome, and they actually work really well as well. Not only are there elevating bridges, but there are sort of turntable bridges and extending bridges. They really are very cool. What are you? You're Milo. You're actually a freight service that takes stuff to Edge Hill Cargo. There you go, Edge Hill Cargo. And what is the actual cargo here? So it's taking fuel. What else are you taking? You take something else. And you're taking coal. It just consumes these products. It doesn't actually build anything from them. Although I may have them build machines or something. That is something we can possibly do. So yeah, we'll get a good look at the St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway. One of the really nice things is that the river actually runs past there, and I've sort of fought with the terrain to make it look, we'll say, semi-realistic. There's Achilles there, so we can jump back on board with Achilles. Now you may or may not have a free run. Now after Hoyton Cargo, there are a few stops in between, and then we should be able to get going. I want to leave before Goliath leaves, and it has allowed us to do so, so that's very nice. So yeah, this won't be like the entire end of the Liverpool-Manchester Railway map. Obviously we'll come back once the London North Western Railway stuff comes on the go. I'll have to do a bit more research, check up on my history, and then we're going to be into not really proper steam trains. Some of these are proper steam trains, but steam trains as they sort of went on to look like the sort of designs that were kept pretty much until the end of steam, and it's going to be cool. And after that we'll be expanding on to new maps in different areas. We'll be doing stuff in Wales, we'll have to move up to Scotland and do the lines up there. The Great Northern Railway. I want to touch up some of the Great Western Railways. We did do an episode on that. Now, I did not want to place every single building in London. I want to sort of grow London over time. It would take a phenomenal amount of time to get all that stuff going. I don't know why that junction there looks so terrible, because this should be on the same level. It perhaps maybe is not. So yeah, we are approaching... Ooh, Novelty, you stay. Thank you, Novelty, because you're quite slow actually. You do look a bit funky. It's pretty funky as far as steam trains go, but yeah, it's very slow. So yeah, Novelty is going to head over to the left hand side there, and he's going to continue into this train station right here. The other one that heads along is going to continue, and it's going to go off onto the Runcorn area, which will be fine. And then it will head back, and it will head up towards sort of Rainford, which will be nice. Now again, I am hoping that the city wants to grow out in this direction. There is a bus service here. In fact, this is not connected. Oops, my bad. We will get connected. I'll bring a road down here and connect it into there. I'm not sure how that's going to look, because this is lower down. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, still a little bit of touching up of this area. As I said before, just a minute ago, I want this area to hopefully grow up and grow around this sort of, over this side. There's still like farms and things to place as well, but I don't want to place too many things or build up the area too much, because I'm going to have to change quite a lot of things once the sort of modern era comes on the go. Now, there was a warning that perhaps placing this bridge too close to a station meant that it would time out. The bridge would lower down, but then it would lower back up before the train could actually go over it. Let's look at it from that way. This is going to be like Runcorn Docks. It says Runcorn Port, which is close enough. Right, the bridge has not lowered. I'm kind of scared, actually. Oh no, it's going down. I wonder how this works if a faster train were to come along to this. It's pretty cool though. I am super impressed with these elevating bridges. It's maybe a bit slightly too advanced for the time, but it is close enough, and I will absolutely accept this. It looks awesome as well. No issues with placing it, no game crashes or nothing. It just, you place it and it works. It does exactly what it says on the tin, which is awesome. Now that you're here, right, so basically the train is going to roll up into Runcorn. There is Faversham over there. That area needs a lot of work because it's on a hill, and it's really annoying to sort of work around towns that are on a hill. So that needs to change at some point. But this train is going to stop, and then it's going to turn around. So what I'm going to quickly do is go back over here, and I'm going to release Spartacus. So you're going on the Rainford and Runcorn Gap mainline, and then we'll follow this one back. One thing I want to do, so as before, especially on the Chester and Gloucester Railway map, or the Grand Junction Railway map with the Birmingham area on it, it's been super difficult for me to work around the terrain constraints involving water, because a lot of this area is really high up and it creates these really steep banks. You have to lower it round, and then you end up with random hills and cliff faces and stuff. Well, one of the reasons I like to keep the water is that you can do stuff like this. So the ship assets right here, if we go down and place an old ship, maybe like a Regi or a Willem or something, it will only sort of spawn at sort of sea level, and technically this river is at sea level. The Chester and Gloucester map, the water is not at sea level, and it's basically a sort of paint or an object that you can place that simulates water. So you can't actually place ships or boats on that area because it's not at sea level, and the game absolutely hates it. Whoa, what is that? That was really weird, actually. Like it was like there was a step in the tracks or something. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the way this turned out. The St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway. I will be adding more. As I said, in the next episode, we'll add the sort of patentees that are the Titfield Thunderbolt patentees, the Lion and the Tiger. We'll do maybe a couple of runs on a ride on board those trains. This is really cool. I am fairly impressed with this bridge. See, there's lots of scenery in here to add. We don't want it just to be a sea of green. I'd love some ships to run up and down here as well. I maybe can do that. I don't know if the tall ships would make it under here, but certainly some of the smaller ones will. And then bridge goes back up. There it goes. Awesome, it works. It's really cool, actually. I am super impressed with the elevated bridge. It could be one of my favourite mods, or it quickly has become one of my favourite mods. So kudos to the mod maker that created that. I can't remember his name, but he did say that it was obviously the way that Transport Fever works. There are certain game physics and constraints that stop it from making it absolutely perfect, but in my eyes it's pretty perfect. It's a pretty good mod. So yeah, there's a little bump here as well. It's all good. Are there actual people here? No. The reason there's no people here is because we don't have a road. Now how are you going to work? So it looks like I can snap it to there. Ooh, way too much slope. I mean, I do kind of want it. I'm going to delete this and that and that. Can I bring it from that junction? You probably can, but it'll look pretty awful. What I'm going to do is just curve you into there. Curve that round into there, and curve that round into there. As you can see, the terrain is basically causing havoc. Just make sure that is set on the right thing. It is. Flatten that out. Delete that bush. Can't delete the bush. Asset. Give me the rubber. Now I can delete the bush. There we go. Right, jump back on with our train. Now, I've not seen any of the other trains that I've launched as of yet. We still have one more to launch. I'll go and do that quickly now before we get into St. Helens. Where are you, my friend? You're there. Right. Thor, you are going on there. Thank you. Jump back on with Achilles. Oh yeah, the other train is waiting there. There's the Ajax. Okay, good. So it is there. It just took a hell of a long time to get there. But it got there eventually. That is the main thing. Right, off you go. Anyone on board? No. But it will. It should now get people now that all the stations are actually connected to a road. So here we go, going past the little country lane here. I kind of want to do something with this grass bank here as well. I mean, there will come a point where trains are so fast, the scenery will just be a blinding blur of different colours. But now, at this point in time, when the trains are quite slow, or a nice slow pace, right, Ajax, go and do your thing. Ah yeah, there's my castle ruins. I need to build more castle ruins. There are tons of castle ruins and sort of great houses and halls in the UK that have fallen apart over time. I'm actually quite happy with the way that worked out. It was a first attempt as well at doing anything like that. So it turned out pretty good, I think. I got some random trees in the middle as well. Who the hell is that? It's the Thunderbolt. Okay. See, this here, this is a paint texture, this water here. And I'm going to start using that more to create little sort of rivers and streams and burns, other sort of ponds, etc. I just need more practice at using that sort of tool and making it look sort of realistic and authentic. But there's so much more to do. I should hopefully become quite a decent high detailer by the end of all this. Right now I'm still pretty much a novice. But we're getting there. We will get there eventually, and then we will be able to make things look sort of nice and realistic. There's the novelty. So I've left the novelty on its route, which is basically St. Helens to Runcorn. I don't know, I might even delete that woodenest sort of station, the terminus station, over time. Right now I'm going to keep it because I want to keep the novelty sort of rolling. It's a cool little locomotive. But we'll use these better locomotives, the planet classes, on the sort of main line. Oh god, we're stuck. Really? Why are we stuck here? Right, I'm gonna double speed it. There we go, off we go. Right, this is what? Milo's a freight train. So he should just pass through and continue on the Liverpool-Manchester Railway main line. Beautiful palm tree there. I need to do something with this area because it's kind of weird. More palm trees? Nope. Right, so we can actually use these platforms now at St. Helens. There are still absolutely tons of people that want to go on the Liverpool-Manchester Railway main line. But this is a first. This is the first time a train has gone down this section of track here. So down the hill it goes, and then it's going to join up near the sort of river bank, and it's going to head along. It picked up so much speed going down there. Now we'll come out of the trees in just a second. There is a road over at the other side. There's a few bridges, etc. to pass under. I wonder if people are actually using these roads. There you go, there's that random boat. It's a shame it doesn't move. I could actually send a ship up here. But what I'd love is like canal boats. A canal boat mod to add canal boats to here. Canal boats and barges. So here we go. We're basically coming round to Rainford now. It's not an incredibly long route. It just took a long time for the train to get from the Edge Hill train works onto its actual its line. So there are actually farms and stuff up here. There's a farm there. I'm going to build a farm in here, and hopefully Rainford will build out around this area. It does have a bus stop as well, so people will be able to use that. There you go. There's the train going under the tunnel. And in it goes. There are actually people here, so that's good. No sign of the buses. I don't know what's okay. I know what's going on there. Actually, I do. So we'll jump on. All 4 trains have been released and should be on their way now. This one picked up 28 of 28, so that's pretty decent. Wait, are you on the right side of the tracks? I'm assuming you are there, Achilles. 21 miles per hour. I think the train has a top speed of 28 or 32, but I think the passenger wagons that it's potentially hauling have a lesser top speed. 27, 28. Some random things going on with the trees there. It's annoying that the tree trunks don't go straight through into the ground. If they're at an angle, it's like one part of the bottom of the tree is levitating. Can I actually see that random boat from here? I can see the random boat from here. Now this will look nice in the future when cars and trucks and things are actually moving down there. There's a weird anomaly with that bridge there. It's sort of split in the middle. Don't know why the bridge pullers do that sometimes. But we'll stay on board the train until it gets back down to Runcorn. I was thinking about potentially pushing it out a bit further to Faversham. But we'll leave that for a future endeavour. Right, so up the hill it goes. Yeah, 28. I think the train's got a top speed of 32, but the wagons only have a top speed of 28. Right, so you're going in here. There's one of your buddies. So that will be Ajax there. So he actually made it down through Widnes to Runcorn and made it back quite quickly, actually. It was a pretty decent turnaround for that train. There we go. There's a Liverpool and Manchester railway train. Got some traffic on the left hand side here. Where's the AI traffic? Now, something I've noticed recently, not just in this episode but in previous episode, that was that AI traffic, there's normally quite a lot of it. So the AI roaming around in their horse and carts, etc. But there's none here. It's all sort of disappeared. Unless it's taken some sort of time for them all to sort of spawn in. But hopefully running around like this and playing the game, some of the towns that we've just connected to will hopefully grow. There wasn't really many issues with this map after the new update. A few missing textures, a couple of buildings bit the bullet as well, and they were gone. But apart from that, it's held up pretty well. Even when the new update dropped, there was nothing major that I had to actually change, which was nice, because it's really annoying when stuff like that happens. Right, so we're heading over to the right hand side. There's another train on another line. It's all good though. We are heading down to Widnes, and then we will be heading across the... See, that section's really weird. This section's kind of weird as well. I had to drop the track all the way down in order to get the line that branches off to the left towards Widnes Port, and the line that branches to the right that connects over to the the sort of river railway. So those were things that were, yeah, they were they were issues. And we'll have to expand the ports and stuff, the sort of industrial areas, as we head out onto the future, because freight trains are quite a bit longer sometimes. There we go, the bridge should lower down, there's the port, no ships on the river. Hey, little bit of a bump there as it heads on, little bit of a bump as it heads off the bridge as well. But apart from that, it's pretty awesome. I am extremely happy with the way that the elevating bridge worked out. It's our first elevated bridge in a playthrough. It's the first time I've been able to use it, and I'm looking forward to using the other bridges that are there as well. That's going to be kind of cool. But yeah, here we go. So that is the end of the line, and that is our St. Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway is pretty much done for the moment. It will be extended later as we head off into the future. In-game time is like 1838, and then I think we have to push on to 1840 to get the train for Wales. So we are getting there. We're fast approaching the 1850s and beyond. And I'm excited to keep on building routes and railways, and hopefully all these maps will connect in one large jigsaw puzzle to make entire routes. But yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there's more you'd like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. I've been Danny Man, this has been Transport Fever 2 Around the World in Time, and I will catch you later.